Hard Knocks is done and wrapped, and it's in the bag. And me and Stevo are going to break it down. And Bobby, when he comes here, we're going to talk about it all and more. But first, got to play that intro.
Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. Me and Steve are in the building for right now. Bobby shortly there to come. And C-Dub is over there live calling a Sky game, so you're probably not going to see him too much. But with that said, Steve, how'd you feel about this finale of Hard Knocks, brother?
Well, as we expected, it was going to be the tough one. I think we all knew how it wasn't as tough, but it was getting tough. We talked about how the whole injury with Ian went down, and that was kind of sombered the whole episode. But you almost came into this episode like they should have called this shit the funeral. That's what should be the name of this episode. And that's what it felt like. Yeah. But like as you can tell, that as we all know, when it comes to being the boss, it's hard days when you got to let people go. And it's extremely hard, as we seen in this episode, when you have to let people go that you don't want to. And we're gonna get deep and dive into it, but it also shows the character of everybody in the room that we have in this organization, because like you said, we've seen people like Kohlberg said on this episode, like this is officially his favorite team he's ever played for, and he didn't make the team. That's crazy. Yeah. So like that just shows you the type of people we have in office and around this organization and team that we have.
Yeah, it's definitely a different thing. And, we've talked a lot about that throughout this. This is definitely a different organization than what we're used to, and just the way that they operate. And even seeing in like the thought process that went into some of the cuts. And while still don't agree with all the decisions on the final roster, like you saw that they didn't take it lightly, right? They came into this with understanding that they were ending some people's dreams. And I like seeing the meetings and sit downs with each person and talking about them. And even with like Brett Ripon saying how like we hope that she'll decide to come back to the practice squad. He ended up not. That was his decision. But this seems like a team that is as much as they look at how the individual pieces of the roster fit together and the skill sets, they're also really looking at the personalities. And you really got that feel from this. This is a team full of good guys that all got along together, and that's not something we've always had either there.
Yeah, especially with that Brett Ripon, because Brett Ripon would have been here if he didn't get another offer. Like he said I wasn't going to go from practice squad to practice squad. So he talked with the Vikings. He said, if y'all put me on an active roster, I'm coming. If not, I'm staying here. They gave him the contract and then inserted Austin. So like, it was good that we did feel, even though we decided, like he said, at the end of the day, it came down to they was keeping two, which is Tyson and Caleb. And they like both. As you know, how Post kind of had the same feeling towards Colbert. Ian Cunningham had the same feelings when it came to Austin. And he didn't really want to let him go. He knew what he meant for the team. He understood what he did for the team. And I think one of the key things when it comes to making these decisions, one of the first things he Post asked about him was like, what you think there is the ceiling between? And that's a good question to ask due to a rookie versus Ripon, who's 28 years old.
Yeah, I mean you're 100% right on that. There's no questions about that. What were some of the other things that stood out in this episode to you?
Not like I like what Post said. With him being cut, he understands the emotional time, like how emotional it could be, and he understands the feeling behind it. So he took a deep care of each person that he did. Not only did he tell them straight up, like, if you pay attention to every person that cut, it didn't waste no time. Once they sat out, so we're gonna let you go or you're getting released, straight to the point. But he told them why, and they had a conversation. I don't know if you watched other past some organizations kind of have that conversation, but some are just very cut and dry. And we made sure that not only did we really develop real like relationships with these players, no matter who they was. They treated everybody the same, no matter the talent level, the popularity. Everybody, they build the same type of thing with everybody. So it was a tough one. when Ryan Poles retires, I think he's gonna go back to this day like that was a roster that was hard to make, and it
Yeah.
was definitely that was a difficult day.
Yeah. Bobby, how you feeling, brother, after the
Brother.
final episode, man?
Oh, I feel good about it, man. I like how they ended it all off, and now it's time to get down to business. I respect a lot of the things that they put up in there, and you got to see the human aspect of it all. It was to the original point of us wanting to see this series happen anyway. We had a lot of good things that were shown to us, and now it's time to get ready to rock and roll for the real action. But this last episode, man, it's a lot of takeaways from it, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. What were some of your takeaways, brother?
Oh shit, for me. I like that my man's Jalen Johnson when he pulled Rome out to the side. Somebody on Twitter, I'm gonna shout you out. I'm bearing down. He pulled up the interview between Jalen Johnson and Richard Sherman. And Richard Sherman pretty much gave him some championship advice. He was like, "Hey, we grown men. You ain't gonna sit up there and go ahead and yell at a bunch of guys to put in some extra work. But if you want to be a champion, we're gonna either put in some extra work at the practice, or you just gonna go home just for the sake of saying that we made it to the NFL." Jalen Johnson took that advice, mixed it up, and was like, after practice, was like, "Rome, how your legs feel?" He said they good, and they ran them extra reps. To me, that's showing the winning mentality, and is one of the reasons why I said Jalen Johnson is one of the vocal leaders on this squad.
And not only vocal leaders, that motherfucker might turn into a different version we never seen. Cause he said, and I don't know if you picked this up, Bobby. He said in that transition where he's getting in the position where because they was doing option routes where he doesn't feel comfortable is very uncomfortable for him. And the fact that he's trying to make himself comfortable in uncomfortable situations, that's when you get that elite tag to your cornerback name. So the fact he's working on that, like you said, he's talking to some of the greats, he's taking in advice. He really he got paid, but he's trying to show you why he's getting paid, and he's trying to make a better version of himself.
Absolutely. Gotta respect it for sure.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson is prepped to have a big season. I think that he's going to hold the people around him to a certain expectation. And when you talk about the talent that's around this safety, I think they could be one of the better safety crews in the entire NFL. But you need somebody who's going to hold that standard, and Jalen Johnson is prepared to do that like none other.
For sure.
Yep.
I absolutely agree with that. I think that was one of those good moments to see, especially from a veteran that's on the squad, and that's showing good leadership, not only about how he go to the podium and speak out, but also by, letting it be a display, through his actions. So I respect it all.
What do y'all think about what kind of the talk around Velus making this team?
It seems like a roll over in his bed, boy.
Hey, bro.
First thing first, shout out to Velus being very coachable.
For sure.
I think that's the thing that came out this episode and the totality of this whole thing. Like, apparently the things that we're concerned with wasn't the reason why they put him in the running back position. They said, out of his words, the running back coach words, he said, "We see you being more explosive in the area of playing running back, because there's things that running backs been doing since they've been playing running backs at 6-year-old that you can do in 2 months." So, hey, maybe it's something to look forward to with our production. Even Shane Waldron mentioned that not only is he dangerous and outside, but he's shown that he can work and do something in the inside, and he's willing to do it. He's an aggressive player, he's a physical player. So they said we're gonna utilize them tools at the running back, and they really feel like he can be a very key person in that running back room. So we gonna see.
And it was crazy because it wasn't just Chad, the running back coach. It was the OC. Shane Walker was like, yes, and fighting for this guy. And hey, I told y'all like 2 weeks ago, they like him, and that's what's gonna keep him around. And to your point, Steve, I think the biggest thing it was him being coachable. But the surprising thing was that somebody really tried to trade for him. That was the shocking part.
I was mad that it say who.
Right, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Who the hell wanted to trade for Velus Jones? That's crazy to think. I mean, listen, the thing is that Velus we know that he has speed, and we know that the speed that he does have can be special, but it takes more than just that. But it seems like they're confident that he's going to be able to bring something this year. I hope he can prove us wrong, because right now I don't have high hopes for Velus. I don't think we're going to see Velus do anything too spectacular. But I won't lie and act like not seeing how the coaches talked about him didn't make me think, well, fuck, maybe I'm tripping,
That's
right? Like
exactly
maybe
what
I got to
happened.
be tripping.
That's exactly what happened. Because I'm like, hold on, what we doing? What we going? What do we see?
Yeah.
But that last game, I believe, is one of those things that where like that's the most comfortable you've seen Vegas looked in a role. They probably want to hone in on that because out of Eberflus's mouth, he said this guy can be a game changer for us. Out of Eberflus's mouth. So we'll see. This Vegas Jones opportunity right here. I can guarantee you that they gave him the slot, but if he screw it up, he'll be gone faster. Because
I wonder how that conversation would have went had Ian Wheeler not gotten hurt. That's the thing that I wonder is like what would have been the thing there that they would have said. But I mean, Velus is going to get another
it was
opportunity
already
this
gonna be
year.
one though, Drip. Because
What
at
do
the
you mean?
start of the show, Ryan Poles was like, he said, I went back and rewinded and wrote it down. He said, Kramer, Stewart, and Vegas is another conversation we got to talk about when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, the opportunities and how they looked in those roles. So I think it would have probably been a little different, but I still think the way that those guys was fighting for Vegas, Ian Wheeler still would have been a practice squad guy.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. Let's hope that they get him right. That's all I can say. Let's hope that they get it right.
For sure.
Because I feel like this, if you don't adapt to playing running back, and everybody now is looking at you like, hey, you're a guy that we think can make some plays for us. At that point, what other opportunities and chances does he get? You know, it does surprise me somebody wanted to trade for him, so that makes me think that, like I said, maybe other people see
Post
some
told
shit
him a
still.
fourth, they hung up.
See, so that says a lot too, because it's like, well, okay, y'all wanted the sixth,
right? He said he not going under a fourth.
That's what he said.
Yo, the real.
Hey, he just got he probably one of those. He like a badass kid that got all the goddamn talent in the world. You gonna try to work with, you gonna squeeze as much out as you possibly can to get him to, if he could finally just get it to click. That's what I think it is. I think that's what everybody is thinking, when especially that, like you said, that last game made them kind of confirm their thoughts. Is like, if he just gets it to click, we might have something here. And that's why they haven't been willing to give up Velus, because you can't teach his speed. It's a legit 4'3". He's 6 foot 200.
He gonna get opportunity Sunday. I want to see what he do. Cause he definitely gotta make us some believers, bro. Like, we got a little glimpse of some of the stuff that he can do, but yeah, he still got
I
more
hope
to
that
prove.
he can, because I ain't got high hopes for him at all. But hey, I would love
That's
to
what
be
I'm
wrong.
saying.
You can't have no raw ass nickname like B12 and be ass.
Hey, bro, you can't have a cold nickname like that and be true.
That's raw hell.
We'll see in that one. Anything we didn't touch on? Have we hit on everything? I know Jonathan Owens getting his hair braided, but that ain't really much of shit.
We saw
Adrian
Poles
Colbert,
cry.
Hey, yeah, I was just about to say that. Ryan Poles getting emotional for Adrian Colbert, like, and you know, he said it in the last episode, saying like this isn't like they've been familiar with each other for years, and you know, unfortunately, Colbert just has not been able to make the team. But like, to see that moment where Ryan Poles had to walk out the room, that's crazy. That's wild.
That mother hugged that nigga. He said, "Who?" Hold on, and walked off. I was like, "Damn, yeah, that motherfucker's hurt."
The real.
Like,
but I'm
you
glad
know,
that we got to see it.
Yeah, like it shows like he really cares. Like, and we see dumbass GMs and dumbass owners not care about their team. Carolina. We see what Jimmy and Cowboy Nation doing down there. So it's good to see that we have somebody that's not only smart, but he cares at the same time. I'm gonna keep saying it. Who the fuck ever said I got cut in the same day, but this is my favorite franchise I've ever played for?
Facts, and I'd be happy to come back. Like what? It's crazy. And I speak to the hey, shout out to them for coming in and changing the culture, bro. Because to me, is this type of situation just lets me know that the Chicago Bears could be destined for one of those could be one of those destinations that can reel guys in from the outside when we need additional help to try to win these chips coming up in the next few years. So that stuff right there, how Ryan Poles is handling business. Word travels around, and there's gonna be a couple of these players that check out this Hard Knocks episode, and they'll see how Ryan Poles has been, acting and interacting with his guys and his staff on players or whatnot. And guys just want to be treated fairly. At the end of the day, they understand that it's a business. You ain't got to keep telling them, but you got to have the human aspect added on to that as well.
Yeah,
I agree with that, and you like you said, players want to be treated well, but they also want to know that they're coming to an organization where they're going to have a legitimate chance, and that's one thing Ryan Poles has been really good at. Like you come in here, it's all about how you perform. They'll make tough decisions if and where they need to, and I think the Bears are slowly building that that team that players are going to want to come from. They're building that culture. Now, once we start winning as a team, it's going to go through the roof at that point. If you have the character guys, if you treated guys this well while you're trying to get to being a winning franchise, and you maintain that and have the talent now that people look at and say, hey, no, the Bears they're working towards something. I have no doubt that eventually the Bears are going to turn into a free agent destination if you can keep that up.
Yeah, because we ain't got that fucking accountant as our president no more. He was the main deal. Like he was some of the main reasons why some of the players that should have got paid didn't get paid. He was the main dude, and that was going around the league. Do you want to go play? He ain't gonna pay you, even though you should be getting paid.
On real.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't accountant. He also was just a strange motherfucker on top of that too. Just strange.
Hey,
He said,
how the hell every meeting we seen with that
peculiar, one may say. Peculiar.
Every time he's supposed to talk, we seen his ass on Zoom. No motherfucker come in person.
It was some COVID going on around then too, though, bro. Like,
bro, we ain't never seen that man in person in the last 15 years.
That's probably about it.
It's ugly. It's ugly.
So we'll see, man. Yeah. Any other thoughts before we get up out of here?
Oh, I thought it was cool that in Hallis Hall they got them little rods that indicate
that
how
is
the season
yeah.
went.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
that was real cool and interesting. Hopefully the 2024 Bears can put one up there. I don't remember what the color was, but you get a color for I think it's blue for playoffs.
No, I thought you were talking about championships.
Our championship is orange. That'll be coming in the next few years, but the blue for the playoffs. I hope we can put one up in there.
Thanks.
Let's hope so, man. It would be nice to get one up in there, like add ourselves to history and have us all like this overall. Like just before we go, this was such an interesting look at a franchise. Like I've been a fan of the Bears my whole entire life, and I learned so much new things about this franchise that I just didn't know about. And so for a franchise that is so closed off, it's just good to get that inside look on the team that I love. And now let's hope we can use this to catapult off and get some wins, man.
It's definitely like that.
I just realized we got all the stupid motherfuckers out. That's what I'm.
That's a fact.
Like there is not one person I was looking on this and I was like, I don't know if I like this. Everybody, I don't have a problem with.
For real, I'm glad they made them changes, man. For real.
Kev Wood sliding here as soon as we getting ready to.
I know it's the end, but I want to say bear down Chicago Bears, baby. The season is on the horizon, and you rich as hell when you buy a house and it's an aviary in that joint, Joe. It's big. The beekeepers are on your property. That's how rich.
Yeah, who the fuck? Wow, bro, I ain't gonna lie.
You ain't even gotta buy your own.
He got
money,
a strange ass family. They just do random stuff that normal people just don't be doing.
Because you're rich.
That's what happens when you're rich, bro. You just do weird shit.
I want a bee farm.
No, bro. Like,
the fuck?
I wish my son would come to me talking about he want an ant farm. His busting. He tripping.
Yeah, that's dope, man. The team, and I heard y'all talking. The team is really high on Velus. I didn't think that. I think we just misread that. A lot of people in the media period just felt like Velus Jones was on the cusp of being cut, and I don't think they even thought really truly about cutting him.
I don't know,
I told
man.
You that a while ago. I told you they like him in the locker room.
I'm about to say
I think him in the locker room, but
I think we all knew they liked him. We just didn't want to believe it. That's all it was. Like
Yeah.
they showed this for so many years. Like, bro, we ain't trading this motherfucker. No matter how many fucking drop punts he made, he's still on this team. We've fired motherfuckers for less.
And that boy, DJ Moore, got that contract and put a baby in her the same day. Like, let's go.
That's how you
His
celebrate.
daughter
Hell you
is
talking about?
his daughter look just like him. Like it's funny.
Man.
Look just like him. Act just like him too.
But yeah, I mean, everybody wants is even Rippin when he dipped. He said that he still wanted to be a part of this team.
That's
Everybody,
crazy.
they see what's on the horizon, and I like the way Caleb tries to keep himself calm in every situation. He says his little mantra that let's lock in.
Bro, that
let's
last
go.
thing, my bad to cut you off, but and extend this. But that little clip, little edit that they put together with the
Yes,
passes going,
that was lit.
like
Yeah.
sequence after sequence,
Wow.
that shit was cold.
That was raw.
We can go.
That was rough.
Detroit and Green Bay, y'all mad as hell because y'all city don't look like that.
Y'all city
fucking-
don't
Especially
look
not
nothing like
Detroit.
that.
Listen, there's
Yeah,
some
your
really
pond with
pretty
the green.
There's some pretty parts of Detroit, but for the most part, that is Iraq.
The ones
Junior,
by
bro.
Canada. If are they by Canada? Because that's the only thing I could.
I ain't never seen nothing pretty about Detroit. Jack.
On my mama, not even a chick.
That's crazy. That's I love it when Stevo hates something. Like just good old fashioned Stevo hate is hilarious. It always will be. Kev, any other thoughts? I know you coming in here, but any other thoughts before we get up out of here that you didn't get to share?
You
bro?
know, y'all already touched on everything, man. We're one day closer to football. But that's why it felt like people was getting in my way while I was rushing home from work to try to keep me from jumping on. But I just wanted to, this is a special team. And I'm not on that hype because I see these different pundits on different channels saying, oh, the whole league need to watch out for the Bears. No, we're going to take it one game at a time. And eventually this team will be the team that people have to look out for. I can tell because the leadership at the top, it's trickling down to the players, man. It's trickling down to those guys as well, and especially watching him get those reps in with the rookie Jones getting in with him. That was dope.
Facts.
Yeah, that was really dope. Yeah, I mean we're building it. You got to build the culture out, and that was something that Ryan Poles has really done at a much quicker pace than I think a lot of people. I think people forget we're in the year 3 of this front office, and when you look at where we were when Ryan Poles first came here, to change and turn all that around in 3 years is really fucking crazy. It's really crazy.
It is, bro. It is. So, let's win these games, man.
Yeah,
I'm ready
listen, that's what it's all down for at this point. Now we're at the point where we just need to focus on winning football games. We can win some basketball games too with the Bulls, but winning football games, and that's the most important thing, man. But if there's nothing else from the team, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. We still gotta do a Sky game tonight. Make sure you guys are following us at Chi Bears Central. You send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, number to do so, 773-242-9336. We're your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related.